Here's another time when we run into that case of 0 over 0. We may not be able to just factor and cancel. If we look at this one, let's just plug in that 3. You get 2 times 3 minus 5 minus 1 on the top, and then 3 minus 3 on the bottom. So you get square root of 1 minus 1 over 3 minus 3. And you'll see this is 0 over 0. So we see that case of 0 over 0 again. The difference is, how do we even factor the top? And we're not going to factor the top. We're going to use what's called the conjugate. I don't know if you guys have heard of conjugates. Should have done it with like imaginary numbers. If you remember like 3 plus 2i, or complex numbers, I mean. The conjugate to that would be 3 minus 2i. Notice the numbers are the same. We're just using the minus in the middle. And why do that? It's going to get rid of the square root on the top. It's going to change the form of our function. And most of the time it's going to work out and allow us to see what the limit is approaching. So we're going to do the conjugate to the one with the square root. So what do I mean by that? I'm going to multiply the top by 2x minus 5 plus 1, and the bottom by 2x minus 5 plus 1. So what's going to happen here, this is going to get a little bit messy, but we're going to FOIL. So square root of 2x minus 5 times square root of 2x minus 5, all that does is cancel out the square root since it's the same thing on the inside. So we're left with 2x minus 5. Then we're going to go ahead and do 1 times that, so plus 1 times 2x minus 5. And then minus 1 times 2x minus 5. And then last, negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. For now in the denominator, I'm just going to leave it as x minus 3 times square root of 2x minus 5 plus 1. We won't FOIL that out. Well, let's see what happens, because I think if we plug in, oh, we will have to FOIL that out. Well, hang on. Let's just see how things play out. So on the top, these are going to cancel out. Square root of 2x minus 5 minus square root of 2x minus 5, those will cancel out. Leave us with 2x, and then negative 5 minus 1 is negative 6. So we'll have 2x minus 6 on the top, all over, x minus 3 times the square root of 2x minus 5 plus 1. These fraction signs are getting kind of large there, so it'd probably be better if I just use the tool for a line. There we go. Okay, now I'm looking at this, 2 and negative 6. I can factor out a 2, leaving me with x minus 3. And I stopped myself for a second there, and I was thinking, even though that these x minus 3s are going to cancel out, I was kind of thinking like, hey, wasn't this 2x minus 5 square root of that plus 1 the thing that caused the 0 on the top? And no, it was 2x square root of 2x minus 5 minus 1 that caused the 0 on the top. So this will be fine. This won't cause a 0 on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in the 3. You can see my lines are getting horrible. Man, I'm going to cheat again. And so from there inside, 2 times 3 is 6, minus 5 is 1. So we get 2 over 2, which is 1. So that got kind of messy. But there you see, same thing on the bottom one. It's going to be a lot of work, just going to end up being the same thing again. So I'll just get you started on the conjugate part. So we're going to multiply by the conjugate, so that's going to be 1 plus square root of 3x minus 5 over 1 plus square root of 3x minus 5. So just notice that minus just becomes a plus. Or over here, that one's a minus as well. Let's see if this one is a minus. So if it's a plus, then you switch it over to a minus. So that's the idea of the conjugate. And then from there, whenever you FOIL this out, it'll get rid of the square root on the bottom. Things should work out, cancel. It should really end up just being the same process over and over again.